Good morning. I'm Sarah Pearson in the News 2 Alert Center with your Morning Pulse. We begin this morning on some updates on all these fires that have been burning across greater Nebraska. Crews say activity was minimal Sunday on the Ashby and Minor fires, with engines patrolling lines and putting out hot spots as they continue working towards full containment. As of Monday morning, the Ashby fire has now claimed more than 36,000 acres and is now 51% contained, with 358 personnel assigned to fight the blaze. The Minor fire is 30% contained, claiming over 14,000 acres. The Cottonwood fire remains 100% contained, but crews say lingering hot spots inside the perimeter flared up at times over the weekend, producing heavy smoke. National Guard Black Hawk helicopters made water drops on the interior flare-ups for the blaze. A red flag warning is in effect for much of the region today, with strong wind gusts, warm temperatures, and low humidity. From McCook and Bertrand to Elm Creek, several other fires ignited over the past weekend. Full details can be found on the News 2 app on Roku. And heads up, if you're driving through Lexington, road work resumes today on U.S. Highway 30 and U.S. Highway 283, which includes North Grant Street, East 5th Street, and North Jefferson Street. Crews will be doing curb repairs, crosswalk construction, and asphalt paving. Expect lane closures and an 11-foot width restriction. Work is expected to wrap up in July. Officials remind drivers to slow down, buckle up, and put the phone down in work zones. Now to an update from our capital. In order to get the state's budget bills advanced to the final round of debate, the Nebraska legislature had to remove two provisions: a $3.5 million ask for private school vouchers, and LB 304, which would prevent child care subsidies from ending. In 2021, Nebraska raised income requirements for child care assistance from 130% of the federal poverty line to 185%. Omaha Senator Wendy DeBoer introduced legislation to remove the end date for that expansion. Despite it being removed, the fight isn't over.
It's a disappointment, but I will continue to fight for child care for Nebraskans. This does not change my resolve in any way, and we'll just keep trying, and hopefully we can still somehow find a way to get it done.
Without it, right, they can't contribute to the economy, they can't help employers. We would see a significant decline in our economic productivity. So for us, I mean, it's a no-brainer, and I think we've seen that.
LB 304 is on the legislature's schedule for today. In total, it would cost around $4 million a year going forward. If it fails to pass, the extension will end on October 1st. Advocates say families could then be paying up to 65% of their annual income towards child care. In sports news, the 9th-ranked Huskers softball team defeated number 7 UCLA in a weekend series, winning on both Friday and Sunday over the Bruins. Nebraska fans packed Bowlin Stadium for all 3 games. Saturday's contest broke the single-game attendance record with 3,123 fans on hand. Then on Sunday, another record fell as Nebraska recorded the highest ever attended total weekend series with over 8,300 fans across the 3 games.
Playing softball here at Nebraska, just to see the excitement around the program, to see all the parents bringing their little girls out, that means more than what I can even put into words in an interview like this.
The crowd was amazing, and it just started from I'm telling you, when you're on the field, and I don't pay attention to the crowd, I can't tell you who was in the audience, I just know there were a lot of people. But you can feel the energy, and it's palpable.
Nebraska's 2 wins over UCLA this weekend were the first against the Bruins since 1987. The Huskers are back in action playing at rival Creighton on Tuesday night. And the Royals are back at Kauffman Stadium today for the 2026 home opener against the Minnesota Twins, and you can watch it free on KNOP News 2. First pitch is set for 3:10 p.m. Coverage starts earlier online. KCTV5 streaming from 10:30 to noon, and again 1 to 3 before the game. And for Royals fans in Nebraska this season, you'll get 10 games free over the air at Gray Media stations, marking 2 years of that partnership.
Well, hi, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klindeski here on this Monday morning, March 30th. Good morning to you. It's going to be another really warm day today where record high potential is there, but big changes are coming in a matter of a couple of days. And in fact, that change starts late tonight and tomorrow morning. Let's take a look, though, a map that we've become all too familiar with, a graphic that we have anyway, and that is the red flag warning graphic. Once again, a day where we'll have red flag warnings in place, northern and western parts of our area, basically from around O'Neill to North Platte to Imperial, north and westward, under a red flag warning starting at noon today, continuing until 1 a.m. tomorrow. Winds are going to be stronger the farther northwest you go today. A lot of us won't actually see as much wind today, which helps, but it is going to be a warm, dry day today. Some places will be into record high territory, but otherwise pretty quiet. Really, the other big thing is cloud cover on the increase from the west here. It's actually going to become fairly cloudy today, but despite that, again, I am not expecting temperatures to hold back at all. It's going to be a very warm day all across the area. Some of your strongest winds right here, a little breezy in southeast Nebraska where it could get above 90 degrees. And then here, those westerly winds in the panhandle could be a little stronger there. But most of us, look at the arrows. They're not moving too fast. They're kind of all over the place direction-wise too, but again, not too much wind. That changes late tonight. A cold front that's kind of stalled out currently up here in South Dakota. That front's going to dive southward late tonight into tomorrow morning. That front should be right here. I'll draw it in here by 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So behind that cold front, you have got some pretty gusty northerly winds out there, already gusting possibly up around 40 miles per hour. We may see some gusts tomorrow, 40, 45, 50 miles per hour. It's going to be a windy, much cooler day tomorrow behind that frontal boundary. And clouds eventually increasing a bit. It's going to be kind of more of a partly cloudy day. I'll back this up to the morning. You can see there's some sun in the morning, but the clouds kind of coming in from the northwest later in the day. It becomes mainly cloudy overnight. The chances of rain, by the way, I'm going to back this all the way up to right now, so 7 a.m. Not a lot of moisture. There's some very slim chances today, tonight, and tomorrow here. But most of us won't see much moisture. I think our chances are very slim. Even tomorrow night, the chances aren't great, but there is a chance of a little light rain or snow in spots. And you kind of saw it there, but maybe even some thunderstorm activity over far southeast Nebraska around midnight Tuesday night. And then maybe some snow to the northwest. But watch what happens on Wednesday. And this model, this is our in-house model. It only goes out through Wednesday at 7 o'clock here. But watch this. As the day wears on Wednesday, rain chances start to improve. And then maybe some snow. And I don't think there'll be much of a wintry mix. I think it'll be a pretty clean cutoff from the rain to the snow here. But yes, we could be talking about some pretty solid moisture working in Wednesday and right into Wednesday night. Now, one of the big questions is that rain snow line right here. This is our in-house model, which keeps the heavier snow, most of the snow in northern and northwestern parts of our area. So before we get too far along with those precipitation totals and things like that, I actually want to show you some of the other long-range models. So we're going to start with the NAM, the North American model is what this one is. This one's about a 3.5-day model, so it goes out just a little bit farther than our in-house model. So we're going to jump ahead because, again, you'll see there are some minor chances of moisture between today and tomorrow. Tomorrow night, okay, here's that slight chance of rain, maybe a little snow off to the northwest, but those chances just keep getting better Wednesday into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. It keeps most of the snow to the north of us, I should say not to the north of us, but in our northern parts of our area anyway. Meanwhile, it could be kind of a severe weather threat off to our east and to our southeast there. That'll be kind of interesting to see here. And then that moves out. We'll be between systems before another one comes in and brings us the potential for maybe some more moisture down the road here. I'm going to get one more map out just to kind of show you something for, and I've got to search for it because I don't have that one pulled up. This is the day 3 outlook severe weather-wise. I think it's just far southeast Nebraska is under a chance, but yeah, so a little severe weather possible off to our south and to our southeast on Wednesday, but I think most of us will miss out on that severe weather threat. All right, let's jump ahead now. We'll go back to the European model now. And I believe this one also has most of the snow in northern and northwestern parts of our area here. So again, the chances of moisture are pretty minimal between now and Wednesday morning, but you can see by Wednesday morning there's a slight chance of rain and or snow. But then those chances really pick up Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. Pretty solid chance of rain with a little snow over northwestern parts of our area. And then that will move out sometime on Thursday. Then another system right on its tail here. Now this one, I'm a little more concerned about dry slotting. Dry slotting is that drier air. You see it right around that low pressure system between Dodge City and Hastings and North Platte there. That drier air kind of punching in may keep much of the moisture more to our east and to our north. But it's another chance of rain and or snow, which could last through early on Saturday. And then that moves out just in time for Easter. Sunnier conditions and warmer conditions will start to settle in as we see our chances of moisture maybe come down a little bit as we go through next week. All right, now let's look at the GFS model. There is the rain. Again, Wednesday especially. So again, Tuesday night, small chances. Late Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Better chances as the day goes on Wednesday with, again, a little snow in the north and northwest. That moves out sometime on Thursday. We're between systems, but then right behind it, here comes another system. But again, there's that dry slotting I was talking about, so maybe the better chances of moisture to our north and to our east of us, which is why I'm a little less optimistic about the second chance at the end of the week compared to this first chance for the middle of the week here. There's Easter Sunday, pretty quiet weather with lots of sun, milder temperatures. And we'll stay mild. Now, the GFS does try to bring in some moisture chances maybe for the middle of next week. This new run here, this just came out recently, and this one does not show as much moisture. The run before it, which is the one that came out overnight last night, that one did have some better chances for the middle of next week, so there's some inconsistencies down the road. All right, now let's back the truck up here. We're going to go back to our moisture here. Now, this is our rainfall potential all the way through Easter Sunday morning here. So this is two systems that we're talking about, okay? And again, most of which would likely fall Wednesday into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, but maybe another round possible here. And again, probably going to be better chances of more moisture east and north of us because of that second system here. This is, I believe, the European forecast model. So what I'm going to do, and I have to get my other keyboard, which is down here below me, because we have two keyboards up here, which is way too many, but that's when you have two computers, that's the way it is. So I'm going to go into my editor mode here, and I want to show you the GFS model real quick here. So this is the European model. So you're going to see, I'm going to switch things out here. And that is our GFS model, which is a little heavier with the moisture around the Tri-Cities area, but not as much off to the east here. But so what does this tell us? And I'm going to exit out of this real quick and go back to the European model, which is the one I brought up. And the reason I did is because I agree with it just a little bit more. So you don't look for this for exact amounts. So again, if you're watching this to see how much rain you're going to get, rain or melted snow, you're not going to want to stare at those numbers and think that's how much I'm going to get, because again, we're looking for trends. So again, a nice 1/4 inch to 3/4 inch looks pretty common around a lot of the area, but again, there may be some spots that get a little bit more. Then there's the snow side of things here, and most of the models are pretty comparable. This is the European model here, and again, maybe a few inches of snow to the northwest, heavier up to our north, up in South Dakota. So hopefully most of us will not be picking up a lot of heavy snowfall, but there will be some snow that falls, and it's going to be a wet snow anyway with the warmer temperatures out there, which, again, it's moisture. We'll take whatever moisture we can get. So, all right, I'm going to put that back away here. And let's look at our temperatures for the next couple of days. We've got record high potential today, and in fact, I didn't even throw the records up on screen. There we go. So here are our records for today. I think places like Lincoln have a chance for a record, and then basically Valentine, North Platte, Imperial, and then all the Panhandle have the best chance of records. It's going to be tough to get there in North Platte or in McCook and in Broken Bow, and then the Tri-Cities. It's going to be tough to get there as well. So my forecast highs today, mid to upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. So it is going to be a warm afternoon out there. Tonight, we're going to dip back into the 30s and 40s and 50s as that cold front comes plowing through. Much cooler tomorrow, 40s, 50s, and 60s, but it's not just that, it's the winds. The winds out of the northeast are going to be up there around 15 to 30 miles per hour, maybe higher, gusts 35 to 50 miles per hour. Temperatures tomorrow night into Wednesday morning in the 20s and 30s, so we're getting a little colder. And you can see on Wednesday, it's going to be kind of a chilly day out there with the moisture around. And those chilly conditions will stick around Wednesday night, 20s and 30s, and then right into your Thursday. Still kind of chilly, maybe warming up a little bit off to the west and to the southwest as that system departs our area. But we've got another one on its tail for Friday. And we'll quick kind of summarize this here in the 7-day forecast. But again, another one on its tail for Friday into Friday night, and then maybe even Saturday morning. And then Sunday, we start to warm things up with more sunshine. And we do look like we're going to trend a little bit warmer into next week here. So if you're missing the mild weather after today, we should get there next week. Here's a look at North Platte. I don't know why it's I thought I had the Good Friday and the Easter on the right days. There they are at the end there. I'll have to fix that. But again, you can see the 2 chances of moisture. I'm more optimistic about the Wednesday and Wednesday night chance. Thursday morning, a little less optimistic about the Friday chance there, but still a chance at least here. And then once we get beyond Saturday, temperatures do start to warm back up. Easter Sunday looks pretty nice right now, and we should be on the warmer side of things into next week here. So, and in fact, you see that here. Real quick look. I'm almost out of time here, so a real quick look at the long-range European model. Again, after today, we cool down. And then as we get into next week, we start to warm back up once again. And then a quick look at the GFS model. Again, after today, we cool down, but then we start to warm back up as we get into next week. So both of those models somewhat in agreement. So the biggest question is, will we see more moisture down the road? Well, for next week, the Climate Prediction Center does say that we're going to be back above average, which I would agree with. And they have us in the near average precipitation. So there are chances there, but maybe not as good of a chance as what we have for this week, when I think we'll be looking at some above average chances. So with that, I got to go, but I want to thank you all for watching on this Monday morning. I'll be back with you on Tuesday to wrap up the month of March and look a little more into those chances of moisture going into the second half of this week, really. So hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you all later. Take care, and God bless. Bye.